Everybody say, say, how can I express my gratitude for all the many things you've done for me? Words are not enough, to say thank you. So Lord, you are my everything. You're my everything. How can I express my gratitude? How can I express my gratitude for all the many things Father, you done for me, yeah. Words are not enough to say thank you. So Lord, you are, you're my everything. See, I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are. You're my everything. Who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? Oh, who am I thinking now? Yeah, so who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? Yeah, who am I thinking now? Oh, who am I thinking now? Say, I call you Jireh, say, I call you Jireh. You're my provider. I call you Eunice. You are my battle. I call you Rapha. Hey. You are my healer. Say, Lord, you are my everything. Yeah. Are you ready, everybody? All right, listen. William Miguel, come here. 1, 2, 3. I can breathe without you, say. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, Lord. I can move without you. Who am I without you? Who am I without you? Say, I can live without you, yeah. I can live without you. I can breathe without you, Lord. I can breathe without you. I can move without you, yeah. I can move without you. Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Who am I? Hey, who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? So who am I thinking now? Who am I thinking now? So who am I thinking now?
A very special greetings to all our viewers. This another beautiful day God has blessed, and we are glad to be in it. Etiofo na ahwefo anopens mema mo ache mema aha ene adwo isan se baby a wo bia no na kire se emre bi kan ewo honom. Depending on your location, have a beautiful morning, afternoon, and then evening. And then so otwedi ampo adaroma na domara nkwa ɔde adom akyɛ yɛn na yɛnya nkwa adeɛ na kyerɛ sɛ yɛde anamutuo de ba mo akwan ne dwumadi a efiade biara yɛde ba no ɛne sɛ legal hour na saa legal hour mu amunim yɛne BWF Solicitors na yɛne ɔmo di saa dwumadie yi ɛne nso adom ne nti yɛasan akɔfa bi aba na yɛba abɛkyerɛkyerɛ nneɛma a ɛsɛ ne fata sɛ yehu ɛwɔ yɛ abrabɔ mu concerning yɛn legal issues anaasɛ yɛn mmerɛ mu nsɛm a ɛboa yɛn ɛwɔ kurom ha asetena. Enti megye di sɛ wobɛtwɛn me wonkɔ beebi a wode anigye bɛhyia me na woanya abotere na wetie neɛ ɛnɛ yɛde bɛbrɛ mo no. Na neɛ ɛwɔ mu ne sɛ yɛwie yɛ apɛ na afei yɛde phone numbers no ato dwa sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a wɔn nso mbia na biribi ɛɛhaw biribi ɛɛtew ɛɛhaw adwen ɛwɔ immigration ho ɛɛhaw adwen wɔ nneɛma bebree ho ɛwɔ mmerɛ mu a na wɔn nso wafrɛ na wɔabisa lawyer na lawyer akyerɛkyerɛ mu sɛ ɛba ne sɛ nkyerɛkyerɛmu no mbia na still a ɛnsi pi ɛwɔ phone ne so a ɛneɛ ne yɛbɛka sɛ na wɔatu anamo na wakɔ akɔhu lawyers no ɛwɔ mmoaso ɛwɔ Seven Sisters London kurom ha na sɛ na ɛbɛyɛ a ɔmo de bɛtoa so na ɔmo adi aboa wo megye de sɛ wobɛtwɛn yɛn na mɛsan de adesrɛ kɛseɛ nso ato anim sɛ woba so na wohu sɛ yɛde dwumadie yi aba pɛ a na kyerɛ sɛ mesrɛ wo bɔ mmɔden a na kyekyɛ ma nkurɔfoɔ nso ɛhu sɛ dwumadie kyerɛ akwan ɛsiane sɛ nnipa dodoɔ naa na aboa wo mo nnipa dodoɔ naa na yɛtumi gyina saa fidie yi so anaasɛ adesua yi so na yɛde hiha yɛn ho wɔ kurom ha nti mɛsrɛ sɛ wobɛkyekyɛ na ɛnsosa obiara so ɛnkyɛ bia mede nneɛma a yɛbɛyɛ nyinaa mede ba abɛto dwa na mmom ansa na mɛyɛ saa mesrɛ w'ani deɛ matwa me ho sema pɛ bɛba na ɛba a yɛde dwumadie no ɛbɛtoa so media ne Manyenate patɔ meba kakra
yɛyɛ fɛ ma yɛwɔ London yɛagye abasobɔdeɛ bebree na yɛaredare ɛwɔ mmaransɛm mu ɛyɛ legal services bi te sɛ family law matrimonial law immigration dispute resolution Ghanaian customary ɛne family law wɔ BWF deɛ yɛn solicitors ɛde anigyeɛ ɛna twitwa gye woɔ na yɛboɔ nso nyɛ den koraa yɛn partner panin paa Bernard Owusu ayɛ lawyer ɛwɔ UK man mu bɛburu mfie 29 years BWF Solicitors kura wɔn ho nti sɛ ɛba na ebusuansɛm bi te sɛ child care ɛyɛ abɔfra hwɛ mu awaregya yɛ ho twema mentwe ɛne ɔhyɛ anaa injunction a yɛde to domestic violence so a yɛmma wo legal assistance a ɛdi mu na yie adwuma nso yɛn child care ɛne family team no nim nea wofa mu ɛwɔ nea ɛyɛ wɔ bere yi mu ɛno nti ne yɛto yɛn bo ase ma wafoto a ɛsɛ fata ɛwɔ kokoa mu yɛn senior partner ɛyɛ obi a Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel agyina to mu na ɔsan so yɛ member na kyerɛ sɛ ɛba no sɛ yɛgyina w'akyi ɛtwitwa agyew ɛwɔ family ɛne matrimonial cases ho a wonni haw koraa wopɛ advice ɛwɔ immigration nsɛnsɛm ho wɔ BWF Solicitors deɛ yɛn immigration team no avedare ɛwɔ general immigration ho nsɛmsɛm kosi complex immigration work permit student visa ho ntotoyɛ ɛne entry clearance visas family visas ne appeals yɛn senior partner ɛyɛ member na wasan gyina tom ɛwɔ Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel nti sɛ yɛtae w'akyi a wonni haw koraa yɛbie yɛn office free dwada ekosi fiada anɔpa nɔnkron pɛɛ mu ekosi enumere nonsia ɛyɛ 9:30 AM kosi 6 PM ɛna memeneda nso ɛyɛ appointment nko a free anɔpa nondu ekosi ewia nɔnan ɛyɛ 10 AM kosi 4 PM yɛwɔ 4th floor ɛwɔ Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road London N15 4NP sɛ wonnante firi Seven Sisters Underground nso a ɛyɛ kwantiaa bi yɛn senior partner Bernard Owusu san yɛ barrister yɛagyina to mu na ɔyɛ Ghana Bar Association member ɛna wasan gyina sɛ mmaranimfoɔ ɛwɔ court cases a ɛfa Ghana law ho wɔ advise local authorities official solicitors office ne solicitors bebree ɛfa Ghanaian law ho yie na ɔsan yɛ obi a ɔtae kasa ɛwɔ radio ɛne TV so fa Ghanaian law ho
yɛasan aba yɛbɛda mo ase sɛ manya ɔtwɛn honhom de atwɛn yɛn media ne Manyenate na megye de sɛ edwumadie ɛnɛ yɛni bɛgye papaapa ne ɛteɛ ne sɛ ɛnkyɛ bia mɛma yɛn resource person anaa yɛn lawyer kentinka bɛba bɛyi ne ho adi ɛnkyɛ bia na mmom ansa na ɔbɛba no mebɔ mo nkae kakraa bi na moahu sɛ dwumadi a yɛdi ɛnyɛ sɛ migration kyerɛ sɛ ade baako pɛ nneɛma bebree na BWF Solicitors ɛbɔ mo so a ɔmo yɛ ebiara ne sɛ wopɛ sɛ woba UK ha are you coming to the UK? Me can the podcast our migration team will ensure that your visa application and documents are filed and submitted in a manner that ensures a favorable outcome. Nature say your application and be an annual monkey bi between one name or application so na mom the BWF Solicitors for ɔmmɛhwɛ bibia wobɛseɛ sɛnea nkrata na monye monyo mode ayɔ bɛto so kama na kyerɛ sɛ ɔmo ntrɔyɛ no bɛkom ink bɛkom yie sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a ɛkɔ na ɛkɔtɔ visa yɛka ne sɛ nipa kɔ ɔma visa no ɛkɔtɔ n'anim a anaa home office anaa sɛ British High Commission anim a ɔmpopo ne ti kra ɛno asɛ ɔbɛka sɛ o application deɛ ɛmo dɔ nti mede visa ne bɛma so mede visa ne bɛma saa na ɛteɛ nti BWF Solicitors deɛ ɔmo abɛn wɔ saa adeɛ wei ho papa ɔmo yɛ ade ɛwɔ ho saa nso na ɛnyɛ no nko a o yɛba no BWF Solicitors menka asɛm dɛdɛɛdɛ bi afi wei BWF Solicitors owenya mfie baako saa 30 solid years na yɛwo kraa sɛnka yɛnya nana kanso a wɔ mu nti na ɛba no BWF Solicitors a ɔma bin 30 years of practicing ɛnya asɛm ketewa wonim nnwoma ɔmo yɛ ɛba no family and immigration and I say family and matrimonial issues ebi ni dia ade ebi ni children application children application I no be bisa say children application saying say wa wo krom ha na embia wo asetena anase wo ni asetena anase embia wo baako ukunu wasetena ana oyire ini asetena anase bibi se ne ankwala no benya asetena no sa omeye sa application na ma se ne ahoma no so benya asetena wo krom ha na omotumi akọ school na omenya sa omo benefit nkitenkiti bi na etumi hwe omo apomuden no sa nso na eba divorce any financial matters any omo binye omo ka say obi anko divorce na emoma ware de ya na nsem bebre ato de bi amabre mo amosi de bi sisi ade ya bre yenja ye ho na daachi bi ya san ware bi ma ene BWF Solicitors e wo ho betumi ahihye bibi afepepe na divorce na ye smooth e de amamo sanso na eba ni domestic violence any injunction na say domestic violence e bia na wo yire de bia na obo enye physical bunkwa ye emotional abuse ye abuse na dose obi wo ho obebe fie kra we na ngina ade hu yire ana hu kra na we mu ahyew all these things they abuse ebani say abani sana untumi you are going through such abuse obi nso ototototo ne nsa rough mema ne bi o kan wa nke ne ye pe no ato ne nsa agbo we ni so ene saa de ma no nso ye bi ebani saa na mo pe lawyers na omuni mo atena se ne ahihye emre mo kwan ya mo befa so a asomdwe beba ene BWF Solicitors betumi ayama mo saa nso ne ebani trust law no so sa say ode unioma ehye obi nsa say onhwe say just say you are entrusting someone to take care of unioma ema no eno nso omo wo ho na yeko international and as a family law e wo Ghana nso a enioma bi number 1 papa me say nioma ne dos wo ho nioma ne dos wo na me gidi say se eba ne say ye keka omonyomo omo ye a BWF Solicitors omonye one week kra omo ahihye omo mfidie no ananso omo nsa no ewo baabia yenko dispute resolution so a dispute resolution no eba ne sa na ya na abrofa kese bi mu bisa se no nso ne de ade ye kwa ebi ni se mbia property and possession dispute embia o japade bi na encounter wantawa ba ho na ye jefre wonsem ana se bibi mostly about property no na eba ne se aban beji ana se oni ukunu ana oyiri bi entokwa wo ho ba ko si oje ne ade a ne nyina o metumi egina entem amamo na asomdwe abefie na enko sikafemo nso sikafemo nso ye ko sikafemo nso a na kire say money any debt dispute no yenim nansen obehu na eka bi amfaso ni so eka hunu na abeto wa kwan so na ohu kwan a obefa so na embia aban ejo anase baabi ejo then na obeye obehu BWF Solicitors a omo emra a ehihye ebetumi ahihye saa eka ho nsem se ne ebeye a wasom bejo na aketua no nso aye boko e de amount na saa nso ne yenko ne se general litigation ene de omo ye number 1 kra omo beye ne sisia ma asumdwe e de aba anase negotiations de wa wonim eba lawyers ayese omo ye intem ginafo omo gina nioma intem se ne ebeye between you and the client between you and obi a oni ne yes negotiations ne ade no moma omo bemu a bibia etoboko na chese ensem bia emba anasem bia when adwuma potin bi business kakraka bi or say we ye contract se ne ebeye a adwumafo no behu nioma o so omo ye omo ba wo contract nie wonim kwan o so fa so na wototo anamu yi ene ade na ukọ BWF Solicitors a omotumi ye business contract ne kama mawa ensem bia emba so se we gitum na we gituma na chese eno ano no obia ensisi obia wo baabia umpewe na opede na yenko immigration any nationality any Krom ha any baby law society lawyers akentinka bar association akentinka chese bibia famre hu bia ye wo board aginemu a omo na omo de omo nsa omo ko promote team so say yes mo saa nkrofo yi mo na ye ditu mo say mo ye ade wo saa ade we hu na chese saa nkrofo no ama BWF Solicitors abatwere badges akese mienu eba no immigration nationality and even family law so internet say ye ko immigration sem there BWF Solicitors no size ebini ne enwe visa and entry clearance omo honum family visa omo honum student and graduate migrant visa omo honum eba ne yi nsem ne yi family permit ene eye koko kra anase anase yi settlement status ya ba settle status ya ba ni yesi USS na obi ni de ewu ohun ni onye no hu obi wan tie ye kan say information course bebrebe wan tin ntama masese a deadline awe ne pasa ne nyina mu BWF Solicitors say men shuru kra wo de bra na ene omo mbetena se woka wa brabo mu nsem kyerɛ mo a ne nkom hye na edemu bɔkɔ kwan bia befa so a ɔmɛya ama wedi nkunim no na ɔmo aya ma nti ɛho nso ɔmo yɛ adepa anase administrative review na kyerɛ sɛ woni court foi sɛ mo di kɔne abɛɛ ni wasɛm akodu hɔ yɛsi yɛmfa nkɔ high court yɛmfa nkɔ court we yɛmfa nkɔ small court yɛmfa nkɔ big court all this court na kyerɛ sɛ administrative review bɛbɛm na bebe mu dia na kyerɛ BWF Solicitors nso ginechira na enya asem kra ombedi ni kama anampo asan afro na ekɔ judicial review ene eye koko kra ma omo na home office for omo ti din na no mo home popo sasa me dwa menu mo na BWF Solicitors check the record ye wo ho papa and I say asylum and human rights so ya yenim asylum yesi nanse nkrofo nji ye kan esen o say o ya asylum seeker ebi ni ho bi mu ana ka kire wo obua asylum seekers da so ewo ho na mmom kwan a ye fa so a betre say ampa wo osimesi we asylum seeker anase it's your human rights say or say bibi say ye de ma anase bibi say ye ma anase bibi say eto no ko na ko hu BWF Solicitors for na mejide say oni omo san a anya ye kra just -0 bomodi anako hu BWF Solicitors why yo medimu besi ha wa hana emre ne elkonenti me bomodi ana ma introduce me the resource person no na ombra enen nsem ode banso no emu ohwampa na medical ama na chia yen keke na afemia ma sa medi me mpre nsem kakra won nsem a ode ba nenti no yemfa enije kese enhia ya ye lawyer ba ko pe lawyer Charles Asmah na onfa nchia kese ma etiefo ene ahwefo na afi yemfa edumedie no ento aso emfre ha lawyer Asmah pa chomema welcome.
Thank you na yo etiefo ne ahwefo efa akwanya we so echia obi biara a very good morning to you all, and we hope that today we will learn something that is relevant to work and to immigration.
Yo, and lawyer dear, almost some nephew, no, I try short. We're trying to visit Abotia late, not the amount. Come on. Last my dad say, yes, you near the said, yes, I can last year call break a crack. We will see a holiday now, but I need to take your scene, kitty be now. Oh, mamma, it's your phone, so your mamma, so much more. Yes, I'm baby, a full vim. We are still in the celebration mood. And to be 30 years, you know, celebration never started. Now, BWF Solicitors celebrated 30 years of practicing. Hey, Oma binye, okata ne ni kra na ojina court ho na ye betim so yes approve sa na tie we are talking about BWF Solicitors. Yo, enen ne tie ne sem ye de asem bi se bi kakra na ye de be ma lawyer Asmah na oni ye ndi ho dwuma ene sen na nsem mo be hwa Ukraine enye Ukraine po ehya ase from COVID mremo no na applications kwa ma ebeche saa na ese COVID just bibia was suspended until some time after almost started so mo ye adwuma adwuma yemfo bebre omo ye adwuma from home until the home environment ni adwuma no it's not like being in the office until ma nyoma nyina ye slow no many na ye slow no your application won say ebekwa akoto hwa asumbe reply embada na udi abobo udi ha then no obeye until say yes say yi neni bank kakra sometime na Ukraine for so Russia or say mempene Ukraine won tokwa eno so ntokwa sami ema afei de home office applications ego ewo krom ha so mudi ho dwuma no omo sanja ne nyina to ho se da bi yembo mode ane enkoboa Ukraine for de na omo ntume mbeka ye ho because ye kunkunkun mo dodo enti eba ne se ene application with the application kwa na delays bebre aba sansem ya keka ho nsem a ene se bi mo de be court na or they sue a home office na oye den omo se a delay na mom ene ye pese ye hwe delay ye hu se nansen de kakra we are getting results almost started reply kakra to be one wo de demu 1 over a year 6 months na ade na wonya results na ne tie ne se delay affecting crofo bebre omo tu kwan affect omo edwuma mu a o se de omo nyom renewal na omo mfanye edwuma affect omo and when ya hwa ne say some of the employers no omo nso mo sheda take advantage na sebi omo di nsem bi a emfa kwan mu obehu a o se wade ne maaye nti no kotena fie eba na waba anase wayi wedi ana wa suspend anase waye say na ye nsem bisa ne say sa delay affect yen one way or the other e wo baabia na mmom senke adwuma mu na me wo na me renewal of my status say me wo asetena say betumi aye adwuma na me dwuma ra bisa me sa enkrata no na enkrata yi anso a e wo fikesie mu eye home office na nkrata yi emba ya aden no monja me na menye medwuma na mmom omu ka kire me say ombetumi a suspend me enti ene lawyer Asmah wo ha senior ono wa bin employment law enti na ya twe na ba say ombetrekere sa de we mu say ayembia can an employer suspend an employee because the employee's leave application decision has delayed and enti me something na ne say lawyer Asmah employers no ombetumi a suspend employees dwumafo no say omo decision ewo home office no a delay nti no they are suspending them and mpacho we dey asem tiawa me dey tu enim na kyerɛkyerɛ mu na yehu ye ngina bia se ne be ya employer bi ebedi nkwase asem a yehu kwan a ye ne be fa so it's for excuse my language in the pamocho yo lawyer Asmah pacho eni emfem kakra ne yehu
yo me that's bebre and thank you very much viewers for making time once more. And then no senior assembisa no buyer no can an employer and say juma rural for no beka say obi visa embaye and say ni leave no embaye o ma twen emba nti onkwatena fie na eba na watoa edwuma no so ana. We are looking at the context, and therefore the answer will be yes, depending on the circumstance, or no, depending on the circumstance. And you will be looking at the circumstances. Ebema employer no atumra, so yes sir, and as the employer no aya right, so yes sir. Na yɛbɛhwɛ senior mmara no ɛkafa adeɛ wei ho na senior home office policy nso ɛkafa saa asɛm ɛwei ho. Na senior yɛnim no sɛ wo visa ebewu a ube renew. So wunni bi na wokoye for the first time there senior wonim already no wunni bi. So you don't have any excuse. Enti kan krofo a omuwo bi a omuye adwuma dada na omode akotum sɛ omuko renew na adeɛ no embaye na employer no say adeɛ na che enti mempɛ meto emra enti kwatena fie no adeɛ ne ba na waba na mpo sɛ wayɛ adwuma yɛ ntua waka because adeɛ no embaye. We are looking at BBI friend no exempt leave. Exempt leave. Exempt leave ni say time a woyɛ wɔ application no na wo visa no enwuye. Na wo visa no enwuye. Nti sa wo visa no enwuye sa aka one day na ebewu, aka whatever days na ebewu na woyɛ wɔ application no ansa ebewu dia. Na kyerɛ say you had exempt leave at the time of your application. So there, you are protected under Section 3C of the Immigration Act 1971. Now, Section 3C no can say so be what exempt leave now or your application there until certain decision ebabano right or not or before obey your application no will continue until say decision no ebaba. Section 3C protection. Now, there. Se nipa no ye adwuma dada wo section 3C protects that nipa no in terms of employment, in terms of right to work. Yes. Se nipa no hand dan as a tenant wo section 3C protect that person. Yes. Se nipa no wo bank account will you protect? Yes. Enti se koba se nipa no e wo protection under section 3C. Na employer say ade na che. Enti menti ase because me so me pese me protect me ho a then employer no ebeton emra. Na yenhwe duty a employer no ewo a enti aye omode ye saa ade no anase omode tu saa anamon no. Employers have a duty under section 15 of Immigration, Asylum and Nationality Act 2006. Na saa duty no ne ochane se we ye adwuma rura na se employer na wokofa obi a oni enkrata sa obetumi aye adwuma wo Britain o mamu a watomra na se ye chew se watonsa amra no a ye be fine wo obetu esika kase e wo nipa ba ko bia etiso hwekra sa wo ye license holder e betumi kra je wo license efi nsem se wontumi emfa nkrofo andi sa adwuma no nti employers no are very very careful because omom pese ombeton emra no a section 15 na yabo esono. Na sanso na tie dia duty ban na sa inimpa we ewo se obehwe se obetu sa na mo no ama wenya na yefra no excusable reason to keep that employee. Into excusable reason no na aban ahwehwe mu na wa set time frame. The time frame no is very relevant. Now every time a time no beso no, employer need duty ni say obehwe say ade no aba ana say mbaye na employee no so a confirm na the employer no be no so waye. So that time frame no is 6 months. Until we share we application beka to say 6 months no decision no ebeba. 6 months no do na decision no mbaye your right will continue provided you had exempt leave. And I say we ye and service no ebewu. 6 months in this one, it has to be reviewed every 6 months. Question is, why no say otusa anamono na oshe say we right to work and I say we need right to work. Employer no nejuma ne say obo protect ne ho under our section 15 na yeka ho asem no ho. Then na obeye. Ese say okobisa home office say nipa wei na owo leave a ode ye ejuma ni leave no ewu me pese mi hu say obetumi aye adwuma anase ontumi enye adwuma and your friend no employer checking service Nti employer checking service no employer no verify say the employee has the right to work or the employee's existing right to work is still valid. Now, we know a online application and that's an online request and the employer no ebeye. But senior we no bibia efa emre ene sika essay enho no aya employers no etwetwe omo nan ase even though omo duty. Emre no say employer no beko online na wa check say employee yi or right to work and say esbetumi akoso aye adwuma ma hye no say onye no ana. Now, it will take time because you have to do it, you have to follow up, you have to get the decision notice, then you continue. Bebreno omunim, but not knowing doesn't make it valid. Now, because omunim no, and also omunim mre omodebeye no, and also omu feel say a waste of money no nti. Omu push responsibility no omu wano e the ma employee no. Ti no make a employee na say, what dey newu kwajibra kwafabra the ben ebaba and they yentumi into also and they want to mean ye adwuma and they are this, but the duty is not with the employee to tell the employer that I have right to work. It is the employee's duty under section 15 to check say employee no or right to work. And as you see, I know must simplify no say ko internet no so na kwa check it. All you do is completing a form called Employer Checking Service. Ubenya notice. Na notice na ubenya no ebeka kire say employee ni betumi aye adwuma and as own to me enye adwuma depending on whether time omo ye omo application no na visa no enwuye and as ewu. In other words, whether they have section 3C protection existing or continuing. Na sa we no ubenya ede say positive notice, positive verification notice, and that's a negative verification notice. Now wa ma o nchiremu. Positive verification notice ni say employee still has the right to work. Now our culture said this will be valid, this notice will be valid for 6 months. After 6 months, come back and check whether decision has been made and what the outcome has been on the visa application. And just we employer no one yes sir. Na uko suspend the employee ni dia, then what to embra under the Employment Right Act 1996 no. And just what to embra dia employee no betumi aka tro say one what cause no loss of earnings. Because so when you're in the car, now why suspending I was money ye adwuma na onye sika ndi didia and the one man no watumra we jinanu ejane efi nsem. Na so watumra no dia employee no can move further and do what they can do. But as we progress, we will be exploring these options further. So I'll pause here now.
Yo, la Asmah, yedase sa se omanye sa dia na chese omatumra na chese nsema okay nyina ne say it's the duty of the employer no say ono no beye sa obekọ sa employer
checking service
na onko hwehwe say ampa wo asetena say obetumi ana say wo de wo nkrata no ewo ifikese mu a omudi hu dwuma. And I was saying, Subium say, Elmoya sana, Yefikasi na home office will give them a notification, a say, sir, notification, a say, ampa, why your application or mohono. A bad value for Busumi Miensa, sorry, Busumi 6 months. Na embra, na after 6 months, no, probably they will be waiting for a decision based on your application. Now, why you know? And to say, maybe say 6 months neso na omunya decision. Into no umfanko can say we umfanko ma we employers no hono. I said yes, employer nensa and check biom. And I said, Sisiano, or no, I am not femuno, Sisiano, Becas or no, di Kayen, Sisiano, or say, won't soon follow up. And I said, still, they have to do that checking again to get the decision from the Home Office.
Yo, Medasi Bebre, Section 15 duty is a continuing duty.
Okay.
Because Maya bread, and we take the risk and continue to engage the employee. It's your duty anyway. But okay. Yes, nti on my culture, so when you notice now, there will be a note telling you that this is for 6 months. 6 months in the swan, come back and check again. Okay. Whether it is still positive or it's become negative.
Okay.
So a positive, they are not just a visa no decision and buy it. So that pressure no. As I said, with my employee, with my home office, because that is your duty.
Sir.
And see, I am employees no bar. What we tell them, they say, catch the employer and they say, no. We call the employer and we put it to them that the duty is yours to check with the home office. So what you to me, yeah, you better but you can't put pressure on the employee.
Okay.
Yana sa yana ebimu nim na omo atiase. Ebimu so omo aso odin pa na ya tron won say we nimu a this is what you have to do. Na so one year na say we year there then that will fall under Employment Rights Act 1996. Breach of employment contract duty. And we are looking at two things. Immigration law and employment law. And there's a thin line. So employer now share ye pay, employee will have a right for suspension, which will lead to unfair dismissal or wrongful dismissal.
Okay. All right. And CCC na oka about because of the cost involved. Na some of the employers no try say omotwetwe omoho kakra every sa dwumedie ho. CCC awenya one maye hu say eyomo duty. Because of the Employment Act no na omonye saadi enti no ekoba no say abribia omeko akoye saa checks no sikakakra omo enkio no omeka say ene wo waketu edichia wo no ombeti saa cost na free waketu mu. Is it lawful or legal to do that? Say employer na yes because minim say law enye immigration simple minim companies go ha. When you say you are required to have a CRB check. DBS check. And be not DBS check, who will be a year less than a year. But still, no, I believe, him say, if it's less than a year, it's still valid. But companies be brave, so mankasa almost sign a year. Now, oh, yeah, so and that form, and free, you pay for it. Into some of the companies no sign ya no atie free waketu mu say oye mount your sa sika na branka wo be a valid for 1 year enwuye. Enti se banisa, let's go back to my first question. Banisa na omo enkio cost the cost involved in checking or going through the employment checking service now. Is it legal for them to take it from your income and I say your payment and your wages and your salary and
that would take us to different aspects of the law. The Employment Rights Act 1996, that would be unlawful deduction, but depending on what we are looking at.
Okay.
Now, you said that the employer carry out DBS check with the view to ascertaining suitability to work or to carry out that work. Whose is it to pay?
Yes.
Sometimes the employer will tell you, say, we are going to do this, but your share says, we age money at your car, you better take him. Normally, employment agencies, and I say recruitment agencies, and I am yes, sir. But mainstream employer be a ni ho a obeye sa no waka cho say metie fi usikemu because it is their duty anyway to employ somebody who has the suitability to work for them. And they say your duty to know say I have no criminal conviction or I have clean sheet. Now why now waka cho say me metua I will not understand and I will treat it as unlawful deduction.
Okay.
But I will catch me say, because of situation in T, as part of the processes, before I even got the contract, you are going to carry out the DBS check. But Mr. Atisa me ye jumane minye sika, the beti mudia. Then it's more or less an agreement from the outset. Matias here. Then you'll be excused. Say ubeti efi ni panisikemu because from the beginning. But under normal circumstances, no. That will take us to say employer no why employer checking service no. Now we chase I mean if it's free anyway, it's free. But let's assume say they think they have used their internet or computer or they have employed somebody who should be doing that, even though it is HR's job. And therefore there's extra cost incurred.
Right.
So, I'm going to transfer our cost to I'm an employee. The answer would be no. That would be unlawful deduction from wages because it is not the employee's job to go and find out from the home office whether they can work. The employee already knows, sir, at the time of application, they had exempt leave. And they know, sir, they are protected under Section 3C. And they know, sir, the employer has a duty under Section 15. Therefore, employee are only in the right, what can I say? Adobe farm requirement. So they cannot ask you to pay.
Okay. In that case, lawyer Asmah, you just made mention, say employees, some of them know their rights. And I can assure you, majority, I no munim omo rights. Yeah, the employees be brave, omunim, and yeah, okay, yeah, say, I'm coming down to our community. I don't know if it's just fear of losing the job or things like that, but we have people really don't know the rights when it comes to employment law. So if it happens this way, now employer say, okay, I'm suspending you because your documents are not up to date. You have to go and then speed up with the home office and come back to us. And it happens to you. Suppose you don't know your right, Now it happens to you. What do you have to do as a common employee who doesn't really know that this is the writing is the responsibility of the employer to do these checks? Now it happen and and then and for the benefit of do nkrofo a omo hwe nsisi a no na se bi ato omo na omo nnimu a e den na o se omo ye
yo me da se bebre that is why BWF Solicitors put this together ba efidie so ya wada ni ifiada ni memeneda to learn and to share ideas. Na granted say we nimu a yebisa Tedi kan no bebisa obi a owo hu yimdie lawyer. Say lawyer me ye adwuma me de me visa akotu me maaye. Employer say then am ye. O de mra no betoto ho na wa aboa o. Ama ne ya wodia no nsa aka. Okay. Empo someone catch us kwatena fie a. O ye ne so ye a o metu anamo no mo asesa enyoma. Now, generally no na employee no be ye ne say employer no feel so ntumi ya no abetumi ayesa ade no. Okwa internet so no a obebo employer checking service application form no be yaba no no ankasa complete na de because ono no ye adwuma nto all the information about employer no ni na adwuma o ye ni how many hours ni all that so betini odini na be hye so na ono a submit decision no ba o me email abre ono.
Okay.
So baba na ye positive wa, but we say I trust so positive green. Not that come employer and say, so we see we need mre oba ya, this is it.
Right.
The notice says that I can work.
Okay.
So take and reverse the decision you have taken about my employment. That is one option. So employee if you so to me yeah or the kwa command lawyer obetumi aye aboano anase obepa obi obetumi aboano. Na waye sa ade no. That is the starting point.
Okay.
But yes say yeti ase ne say employee no imra ye di nkomo yi 6 months no a standard. Nti say we application no 6 months emba ya we yes sa ade no. Omo di notice no ba na ye positive wa. Then 6 months will start again. And I say it be 1 day to expire no. As I say we ye of course won't try 1 day. I can be 3 weeks say be no. Now I say ye be. Now 6 months no I restart it. So it's going to be 6 months until the visa is issued or decision is made. The reason is say a bit me say decision has been made by the employee no e dey ahye no because be am farmer no. One person employer no be hu into mo da ahye no ho. Some of the employers sometimes they have suspicion say ade na ba na nimpa no person obey den obeka no kra ewom. And omo de ahopapre beka say okay go and stay home until you bring it. But that is not an excusable reason. Under section 3C protection of employee in one and section 15 duty now or employer one. And when you saw the uno was fulfilling with duty now or under section 15 of the Immigration, Asylum and Nationality Act 2006 no. Until the Home Office for craft will say other in an impact way only in crata at this point. Now I find ejuma. Now what they are trying to say more na mudi notice by say otumi ye ejuma because munya marry and making a decision yet. That's the reason. So it gives that employer no protection and or excuse no from complying with ni almost say on no because our reason to continue to engage the employee. Into protection card. Now, sadly, no banana negative there. Sometimes even negative can be by mistake. Then the lawyer or the employee, can challenge the Home Office. Say, me your day time way. If you cry, me the fee waiver and start here.
Yeah.
No, me the mama me the application be within the 10 days. And no, me catch me say, I don't know negative. Why is say negative? Me evidence in here. Then they will reverse the decision because almost they can get you wrong.
Okay. Yes, so I watch a chimusa there and the say ne kwan so ano no nti no ne o say employers and employees na ya ye adwuma no so no me bi nkitinkiti bi say o say ye hu say wo adwuma mu na bibi say to abomoden a entna ho na ye yi wedi na otifie na komodo na wo hu ne wo ye ho bomoden na tu ho anamo say wankasa ye kan say ya na computer ne so kono say ye den ye bi mu omo koso a na ye ahomte kakra na se wontumi a eno ase kohun lawyer anampo ye programs bi say no afre wabo afre no we bisa say me employer say me nkot na fie because me nkrata na e wo fikese mu no mai nti no mesrew den na metumi aye menim say ye ka say go and see a lawyer pe na ebi mo suro say na me wo scam bi kohun lawyer me kirew sika enye sika enti na obetena se na yi wedi from asem a wo mu no se hia se ye beji usika na ya ma ye beji hia se ye nji usika nso a just call them and then they will explain things to you so as simple as that. BWF Solicitors team no omo nyina wa abadaye omo tie omo abotre omo betie na omo ama ne o say ye de to ho na ye de ato ho sisi a maybe telephone lines na mbia no question be concerning this particular topic that we've just treated but say we need question nye we nso a enye hwe ubetumi bisa question bia concerning all the legal aspect na BWF Solicitors for more expert wo mu no na frɛ na megidi sɛ menya one question back could be ewo ahoma ne so Facebook ne so metumi akenkan na ansa na mekan no telephone numbers I didi dwuma no ensesa ye 0208 123 1016 me sign esi subium 0208 123 1016 and I said 073 99208468. Ufre na mesia ubetumi enya yen na one yen akasa. Ubetumi nso eja WhatsApp voice note. WhatsApp voice note. Mr. Uko WhatsApp number we na we mia ye kan say microphone na wo ho no akasa tie just under 2 emane nya tintin embru 2 minutes ho just under some few seconds na we ja message no eno nso metumi abọ na lawyer tie na wama wo moaye sa na ma ne 075 966 20154 bomodia na fred ja voice note no ewo WhatsApp se wo frɛ na call voice mail a mesrɛw enja message wo voice mail yes no den say yebetumi abo voice mail no yetie ansan ya ma wo moaye enti just call voice note on WhatsApp na yetumi eyi emoaye de ama enti yenhwɛ yenua be man ansa na mehwɛ ne question no me de nchia kese ebema ye ahwɛfo ne etiefo aba efidie so let me just acknowledge you 1 minute pe na edwumedie no enye de kakra ene say adai mununkum adai mununkum udin de mo odin de I say good morning family and friends papa ana mama ye chia yenso ye je so mini abema oreku from pom I say good morning team bema ye je so kwadwo to for so ba so Atlas Barazi and I say Baraza I say the lawyers of our time let us say or can BWF Solicitors just say Missy BWF Solicitors ye did 30 years of practicing na wow sha for what some Brian why na me jide say senior be tibia no ebe wie pay e the amount na yesan wo Kevin Asmah say good morning manye and lawyer humble Asmah and all our lawyers are as humble as the sa na tie ombenya abotre e the amount no ma hwe wasem ne ba papa bi our secretary papa bi Sandra Fraser I say good morning beautiful manye Sandra me chiechia o den baby biara wo Sandra hofe odemufia Sandra say good morning lawyer Charles odema won so sanso na yenua ba Auntie Dorcas Adom Auntie Dorcas ba so ono nso say good morning lawyer Charles good morning manyeti yenua ba yedo so na fa mi bisa me question na yenua Grace Press e dia beto so no say hello I landed in London in 28 March 2018 with EEA family permit. But I got my BRC in October same year. Will I qualify for settled status in March next year or October instead? Nature say, Nasema obi seni lawyer Asmah. We say minim so me be ma lawyer na ono ankasa a cheche mu e de ama yenua pachokosomaye.
Yo, it has to be brave. Into yenua or person who counting 5 years no. Will it start from time wow over year resident? And that's the best started time wow on the card no MAO. Now, senior no to apply for the settled no, you check to see whether you've done 5 years continuing residence in the UK. And your starting point in terms of counting your time is when you became resident. And you became resident from the date you arrived. Ya stamp visa we say hano. So you count from there. Because sometimes card no to me a delay. Mind you, you have to apply and go for your biometric and get the card and all that. That can take some time. In the case of China, it will not be fair. So residence from the date you became resident.
Okay, we na moaere de na ye koso. Yo, more questions kakran so a maybe sir lawyer Asmah. And the thing is, on say kwakoye, ukope adwuma. Omoji wonyoma yebeka se fili either say P45 and I say file P46. No file P45 brand and I say over fili P46. Na ye employer na wa file no na che say and I say wa employer no na we hu where obema o pay when friends and pay as you go payi code no we hu ne obeye no na ye no anto ne nka na ye friend basic rate da no be cheche mu say enhye da nye da basic rate but sa code no na odi emaye enti no se ukọ akọfa adwuma na akọpa adwuma na adwuma na woyɛ dada no wejai anase ampa omama P45 but then one way or the other no when ya P45 na nko start sa you can say adwuma foforo no nti wakọ fili P46 no where state say wejai eno nkwa na adwuma a woyɛ nanso ɛbaaye no na ye ne wato sa rate near friend basic rate na ye two sika ne boom 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 na sa na ye te ase no na eba ne sa kwan be na say wo fa so na wo de correct e wo you can say tax for no na say we employers no kwan be na say wo fa so bi question na obi sa me anope ene say me to ama impatcho wadaroma.
Right, thanks very much Na, and thank you to the questioner. Let me quickly tell the difference between 46, 45 and 60. P45 let's start with P46. Excuse me. So P46 no a form I will complete for tax purposes. Tax purposes because we employers say you share a car which you tax. But as to how much tax will be deducted depends on how many jobs you do. Because you need to be given personal allowance on the job you do. And the job no a wo ye no una so ba say we am my first job.
Yeah.
Ever. And now say we am my second job. So we P45 6 no which is the new entrance form no. But when I say this is my first job or this is my second job, it say second job there automatically employer no ba alert HMRC so that when they are issuing your tax code, they will consider that your personal allowance will be attributable to your first job now. Baby no. So when you now be your second job, and therefore depending on how much I would you or and the personal allowance of 12,570 no. Difference be a new dia and the new job we are will be your second job no. You have to pay BR, which is full tax.
Okay.
But there will be no allowance. BR, full tax. Now, sir, we your first job there. Now we need you baby there. Then you qualify for full personal allowance of 12,570, and therefore your tax code will be 1257L.
Okay.
That will cover the personal allowance before tax. So that is the difference. But senipa no fi baby na all bar, the person must come with a tax transfer note. That is what we call P45. Until baby a fi ba no baka say your job here has ended and you are moving on. Until omama with 3, 1 for yourself, 1 for the new employer, 1 for the tax man.
Okay.
Until we show P45 in this one, you have to specify for the employee, for the employer, for the tax man. Into who dear no with the employer dear no call command. Employer need job and say obe state 2 say you are transferring from where you are to this place and therefore your tax affairs will continue.
Okay.
Then for tax purposes no you are continuing employment not with the same employer but in the larger scheme of things.
Okay.
Into so tax code no 1257L it will continue as such. You have an employer number BR. Now I told I say you are trying my tax man no abakatrain what your tax code is. So that is the bit. P60 no tax ejuma wire no at the end of the year no you get P60 which is certificate of tax you have paid. Now to this person so also specify say I am my first and I say my second job. No, I complete form no. So when complete sa form no there, na so one for P45 amba there, then employer will assume say I am first job.
Okay.
So employer no assume say I am first job wa, employee na juma say oba rebate sa presumption no. And also oba chire say yes sa na tie because your man first payer, oba hu say atene tax bebre. Oba hu ni tax code. And tell one obet me a catch employer and says, they be yes, I net here. No, I catch and say, and they call P45 for bra. If you are say old employer no wa ma me P45. Then on bet me afre tax office aka channel say I've started a new job. I did not get P45. Can you issue me with my correct tax code for my new employer? Or my so amano. And that's bet me aka channel employer no, then employer can take that step with a view to addressing that difference na abano. So that is the way forward for sir in way.
See. Yeah, menya voice note bi wa hana me try say mebo na ye hwe say den na all kan nti me hwe say mebo a ebeba so a na ye tie no.
Okay, good morning. Please, I want to ask this question. Who are you be na wawari ni pano nanka ufigana na ubaye until almost 3 years no almost 3 years. Now you are not getting along. Yamao settlement status. Sena mobet me at divorce now worry apply process now I reapply now I'm out card for now send over no I just want to find out and obisu ba from Ghana like obi the obi ba from Ghana then a main qualification nipa no you need to have and send out the nipa no beba okay me that's it okay please I want to know okay
Okay. Nti no ne question ba ko no ne mpacho lawyer Asmah ye nua be my question no obetumi ama ye mo akakra.
Yeah, me that's bebre. Must start with the second question. Also be Ghana bar qualification be na on here. Question we know open. So my answer will be open as well because it's not quite clear. I want my mentia say any so person so be Ghana bar then na oben here or the application. Application be an requirement a was so. We are all about the visitor requirement in different. Oba and the EU are requirement in different. Oba as a child of a parent who is settled in the UK or with leave to remain or British citizen requirement in a different. Oba as a skilled worker a different. Student are a different. In the one American say it depends on application cry in panel or year. In the say any who application cry or no unless a no person or year there, then we'll be able to tell what the requirements are. But obetumi I consult a lawyer for further advice. And that's obetumi kwa internet so for requirements, So that is the open response to the qualification question. And now obisa say about 3 years aware no ejija. Obaya den and na obe movie. You see, normally no say waba as a dependent as I said, when you dependent on etnana a brand swan, we ginu no why then obata wichi no why you renewal. Because tama wo warren no and a normal circumstance no, would your dance can say our way to death do us part.
No
correct. Did you cry see a mobile modern say mobile 200 more and my warren no etumi ejina. But nipa ye nipa. It can happen say or don't know I shall say no or don't to me ent na ho ebiem. Sana tier dia but you see with this sponsor na no as ye a national no we here no and as much as possible no ube make sure say ube deal with na our ja den enkoba sometimes to cry no aya na our ninguye but o ma separate so ma separate dia that just say obia person man no time to heal. Then they come back again. And you take sa step no say okay fine you want dear but let's give ourselves a break to heal and to return.
Okay.
So that period when you are warrior you have separated.
Okay.
And therefore Sabrina suna o yere anase ukunu eta wechiri a obetumi aye application for renewal no because still no mo worry aware no engu ye but aware no ko goodie
yes
then you have to show say you have what we call intervening reason or factor for your situation. So factor ni aware no a egu no a okuta divorce certificate no. In this case no as I say we apply we can apply say we sponsor we no sponsor but we apply in your own right, but you derive the right already existing. Now our friend will say retained right.
Retain right.
Retain right. Now what they are here application with the view say home office for be consider with situation you know intervening factor no there's nothing you could have done about it you know. Now or more are granted just like you would have been granted. Okay. But as much as possible no so betumi aye hu bibi a ye hu bibi na aware no engu. So your domestic violence na esidia we don't encourage say sna mu na ko debi. Then in this case no you have to seek help. You have to inform the police. You have to inform the authorities, your GP. You have to seek charity support. All these bodies will come in with the view to supporting your application from baby awonu to the next level no. So these are the options where but you need to seek further help from a lawyer. If you want to contact us, please do so. With specific circumstance,
Sir. Hey, when you church no way I was say onye be wrong. And like Asmah that's in church and the numbers again to call 0208-123-1016 or 073-9920-8468. Mr. Umbe to me a friend, Namu de Mabisia, dear non so at the Abana, lawyer Asmah, a man of the dead. Yo, Grace Press in Sandy Bar, being so assemble. See. Na just say tax be a ye any be a tax a ye titin crofy. Or bisa say I am be a students who work full time still pay those exorbitant taxes, or his or her tax will reduce on the basis of being a student and now exorbitant their mooding and kasa. Na just say omoye student say na they allow 20 hours na say ye makwan na ye full time sa tax akese won so ye ti omo ana say mo na so mo tax code no sa na ne menti ase won the question no until last ma obetimi amaye moaye e wo ho
yo me da se bebre ye nue this question is simply say we a student ya ma tax discount na you don't get discount for tax. You get discount for travel and buying food and stuff with your student discount card. But for tax, you don't get discount. You say you can't pay exorbitant tax, then don't work exorbitantly to earn exorbitantly. Because a progressive tax, pay as you earn. So the more you work, of course, you need to work to be able to fend for yourself, to pay for other things. But the more you work, you'll be contributing more to the tax pot or into the tax pot.
That reminds me, question be an answer. Obini mi esusun ho. Yawo kromo ha when it comes to students, yawo ye term time. Any term ye di school. Ye wo school any ye di makwan when I'm talking about term time no. And when you look at the adult education, like the higher and further education, any primary and secondary, no, na encheda enye pepe pesa, to de be na difference kakra ewom. Na home office they minim say omo nim say yen term time with the universities na bi wo ho na emre no like the universities for na further education na higher education mo so omo wo mo de. Enti no ye makwan embia na normal schools no ya makwan ti if you can say munim say embia between, let me give an example, between May and July no na home office amama makwan nti home office amama makwan na tre say universities amama makwan nti say we student, university graduate student na tama if you can say munim say term time no ya makwan nti no eni say was say we full time but then no school no omo embi omo change omo timetable kakra enti no tama ye nyina ye expect ten ka ya makwan a obetumi akwakoye full time embi na school no ma kwan ti still a wo 20 hours enti tama school ni ma kwan no na tre say akoshe the main other timetable ayenim for the yearly time ye can say calendar no akoshem na se wo ye adwuma ye betumi penalize wo ana se wo betumi use mu timetable no now they are back with documents they say yes momo no mu timetable na shift kakra enti no wo betumi aye adwuma full time is it allow ana say you strictly have to go to according to the yearly calendar na woma universities na nyina no Mr. Asmah Pacho so what me question asia
Yo I say school bia and say learning provider bia wo ne calendar say na wo kan aye no. The calendar may not necessarily be in line with the annual calendar aye no and that's a standard calendar no. Into academic year no na wo be determine.
Okay.
So bibia koba na o ma vary timetable no a then they will give you a new timetable.
Okay.
Until unim with timetable. Say bia you be ma kwan this time, you be be this time. Into those time no awama kwan no vacation time. You work number of hours bia wo pay.
Okay.
But you be school term time as a say then work classroom esua ade.
Yes.
The reason is you are given the leave or visa to study.
Yes.
And therefore employment should not take preeminent.
No correct.
Nti woma kwan de amoso tumi ye na wo pa bia ba se wo bie school kwan de wo betumi esese wo sua ade na wo ye adwuma 20 hours wo hwe a omo hwe se weekend and I say one day off bi no na wo betumi de aye nti na omo hwe no 20 hours a week no. Na sa nimpa we ya no school no be determine se nya ono ne de no etie. So you can have 3-4 people whose universities or colleges or school no more attend no calendar no different.
Different. Okay.
Sa na etie de a wo de no na ye hwe aka ho asem.
Okay.
Yeah, because now we are the amawo. Because baby it will be different.
Sir.
To ntimi ka say me nua we in time ni enti ono wo break enti me so me ne nkwa ye adwuma. Ibi a time ono wo break no wo usua ade.
Sir.
Aha. Enti say koba say issue bi aba with timetable no is your evidence.
Yeah, sir. And you no correct. Not just all evidence to back your timer. What they ye adwuma no. Yo, ye wo call back one ma so em say wa phrase WhatsApp ne so ye ntie ne. Hello caller mpacho wa homa so ye from say na o kasa friend.
Yeah, me pati your friend Kofi in kasa friend messenger.
Yo, lawyers mpacho te ne nka.
Pacho man in so kakra mama.
Because baby your friend fast system ka friend na mess na ye de
Right, okay, let him go ahead. I will strain my ears to hear.
Okay, and you make us again think kakra.
Sir. Okay.
Yo. Yeah, lawyer Asmah me pacho I put the for me letter say my driver na my CD speed limit no M1.
Okay.
Last week me free adwuma anapa ma pon adwuma me ba. Na me TC M1 no spend and who say about say yenko 60 miles per hour. Me wa me TC mu articulate bi di mechi enti o say me come nim kakra na articulate alon fa me bom anim. Enti 60 miles per hour na me from kakra by 58. Me come nim be e bi na san ba 40 miles per hour or say ma come more than me want to create a dimension me materials my make on and then into my point. You have a case because me see M1 no penalty create as with dimension and I mean say omodia ball say 60 miles per hour and me go 58 miles per hour. Me try the next you know 40 miles. And me breaking my articulate and from the bomb me war because say the missing
yeah, so we point. Okay, last one pacho you man my mommy wife pacho.
Yo near woman say
Pacho say what nka. Okay, cause I last
near woman say emrano Our presumptions. Presumption is say who drive it as a careful, competent driver. Now we need driving code. N'intrase. Now we driving now we break code no a. Watumra. A strict liability under the Road Traffic Act 1991. Nene akeka ho no.
Okay.
However, you can say I have a rebuttable reason for this presumption.
Sir.
Your rebuttal will be say it was a health and safety matter. And you had to make a choice between life and death. And being competent and careful driver and a person, you chose to save life.
Yes.
So you had to then adjust to break the law to save a life. If that's the reason there, you have to prove it. But merely saying it, you know, so what pictures now there, videos now there, CCTV shows say this is the case there, then you can rebut the fact that we break law because the law is the law, strict liability. That is why we call this strict liability. What one? Did you have the menstrual No. This has nothing with strict liability. You see, we call 60 watumbra, wako 68. Watumbra na yes. But do you have excusable reasons so to zamrano? Even uko court or mechanical says so you cry na. Said you awaka no na uko speeder. It's not a good excuse. Because by going that speed level no limit no which make be. But in your case now what can I say? Sir, who slow down rather no nka ubekun obi. Then you have to prove it say under that circumstance you had a mitigation.
Yes.
But if you can't prove it there, obiara be was a story a woman. So it's your job to prove it.
And you know the Bremen foot on the Bremen clearly at the greater need and I mean and
and yes, so anyhow.
No, but articulate a picture, it's like an image, you know, what you buy.
Image,
yeah. Now image, you know, what you buy, you know. Omo share, to me share still picture, how close it here. And that's all you see is a car be the way. It could also be so no articulate and so also a breaking rano. And I will honestly, no abua we break it. But so a video there, we can assess the context or the circumstance and see, say, under the circumstance, you know, a normal person would think, say, he had to move as he was moving to be able to save life. Because or slow down one, articulate another bad criminal. But a picture that will show. Do you also have yours to prove? Say no more can you sign it here? No.
Yeah, some more. Papa, could you natural? My ultra, my.
So you can start. You can start with that excuse, just to buy time.
Okay.
Over 20 years.
Okay. Mete on kakoso.
Na odi obi ekata na eye adwuma. Na obetimi aye application ayusu one these are using kasa na no the year adwuma no to cover the 20 years because there evidence now.
Why not? Say wait a minute, last moment you will make a cry. Evidence of entry now, and one the major evidence obet me or more din aye adwuma nyina obenya evidence just say you no na so say din no dey adwuma ne dia yet me hihye ne nyina kama na ye application e man na last ma wetin bia na
sana atie and your reference point is the case of Mahmood.
Sa enti papa brabe hu yen why na enye big deal kra why
okay make sense
Mate, yo, nyame nhyira so. Bye. Some near doors. We dey nanka me example be pa na so yen time ne come. Me what two voice note bi nso aha. Yen bisa no foster why you late so nye late. Yen hwe yen voice note quickly na afede. Me bisa Mimbisa masem evidence ya papa yi king. Na emre la Asmah na me fine kakraka. Yentie we answer.
Good morning, Lawyer Charles. Pacho, my activity will be lawyer Mammy say character requirement. Yeah, 10 years now. Time being started from say time I do visa in my Ghana. What they buy, and now say time I withdrew, he drew. And at 10 years, started free. And I'm Pacho, but say naturalization and so standard and I say like route I will be a dinner definitely no. So I route no so befa. I fill in naturalization form and I say questions in the standard. I will be filling the same questions now. And I person me one so
Hey, many are my question dear. Many application forms dear. Endorse ye. Enti wo dear woman obefa. Like Asmah.
You almost standardize it. I'll start with question 2. Almost standardize it form no. In just a naturalization application, questions na ebe differ. No answers no in ebe different from wunyane or ya ono so ne de no. But question de e kwamo bia a standard question. Enti e bisa o say wo ba ha da ban a wunim time a wo de ba ye. E bisa o say do you have criminal conviction? Ya wo na wo ba answer yes or no. Obi beka yes, obi beka no. And the answers no will differ, but the questions are standard. And so obi abe use naturalization application form now or the now your questions so be say starting point for continuous leave a starting time obi be similar question earlier on. So we count residence we count time one we share say what na ekromu ha. Nti we do history and as a guy work no ya the stamp be see ade animu sa da no wuti krom ha then you start from there. So for whatever reason we visa no wu na we ntumi renew na time na gap e be dem dia then continuity is broken.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And of course gap because a gap abedemu a I'm not talking about Section 3C protection gap. Section 3C is a way your application before EU and a echo chair and some other decision then eba. Obi o mo no nimpo say ade no ebewu. Na ni ba no ho so na 1 month etwam.
Sir.
Na wa akwaye na ye de ama no. But no interest say what to aso because gap why then abedem. So those are the nuances. Ewo ade no emu. Enti am say ye nua ye timi answer no question no. Ope ho bibi foforo a obetumi get in touch.
Ye mre ne kra ye bi sir.
Na me fa we entwom quickly. Employees na ye kan mo asem ne duty on the employer no. Sisi ano na ye hunu say employer suspend wa na we your visa application before ebewu dia employer na atumra
sir
and the same emrato no will fall under Employment Rights Act 1996 because suspension has to be with investigation.
All right.
It is so an investigation here obehu say o my mistake because nimpa no emra no say or an application or protection under Section 3C of the Immigration Act 1971. Then you call the person back. But so we investigation, that's still one friend in panel back, and I said 1 year, so you couldn't find the correct outcome. We hear no. Now what umra? And that would take you to the Employment Rights Act, unfair dismissal.
Okay.
And it's unfair dismissal, but the employee can call ACAS, arbitration, conciliation, and advisory service. Original home employers and employees no. Obet my friend one like I say o may medi and so ma suspend me o so mu ntia meka. Say you suspend o na ye ma pay dia use the time to rest. But say ye ma pay dia that is where the issue is. So ye ma pay dia what have you got to lose?
Yeah.
But say ye ma then there's issue. Some employer nkofo bam be someone say are they paying you or not?
Yes.
So mun jaw ka dia and asama ba.
Yes.
So that is a bit for employees. Now say akoba say o ma suspend no no so mun jaw ka. And that's why you juma you see yen jaw ka kwesi time ade no beba dia. You call ACAS. ACAS phone number 0330 10 75 370.
370 acres for now.
03301075 That is the number for ACAS. ACAS stands for Arbitration, Conciliation, and Advisory Service. Omujina homa employers and employees, their rights and their responsibilities. So if you say we right, employer no tent na so call them and tell them what has happened. They will advise you. Then they will deal with the employer on your behalf to tell them, say, omo ya tumrano, omo sort omo out. The solution na uni sika, odoboko akwa lawyer. Call the number and they will help you because they are there for employers and employees. So when you employer so now you don't know what to do, call ACAS and they will tell you what to do if you don't understand the law.
Sanity, yemre na so no say, but obi the message back by lawyer. With them they say unim ready, but me pouch na me mboni na the message no quickly if free Ghana. Enti me nim say free Ghana no nsemi bi na o bisa no. Na ansa na ebe lodo ama mabo no mesra eka sidin say o was secure job and so now name say dwuma yi secured na o contract everything. There are so many employment unions and so bebre a obetumi adjoin ni emo so mo boa e wo kwan bebre so enye say yi wedi nko a nyoma nkitinkiti bi a ya nim but odo ho ko join sa employment unions yi so a nyoma bebre mo yi nedi e kire ma who like you know your stand when it comes to employment so ye ebi wo ho a to me frɛ mbia say conference and a meeting and I say bibi no mo church employees no nyoma also ye all these things are available and once no be bisa na ya kyerɛw because mbia na ebeba ni say no unni lawyer sika we kwa pɛ lawyer abedi asɛm na mawa some of these unions so mo ho gina mo to say lawyers yeah when it comes to employment and law no so mo to me yes no it is just a little advice me to me ediama say I didn't end me download I think said ene ye can say wiring construction be change internet post near the identity affect mo be ho a me internet na ya affect ne pa nti no check for download nti lawyers na we dey load there I'll transfer it nyame aduma otna program no na me dey akwa to so community and the law nti dey dwumedie no ebeba ewiye ansa na meka sa na meka ensem ketu bi efa ye nua be me a or say camera a channel yamano when I had a similar experience then be na me funu aye kakra me drive and it said me parky baby and me parky me who say omo ma ticket for no money nanam ho but na aba ne say me parky na me mpe edwuma me fu me mpo mo chona me nkogu me nsuo kakra where them the film na senior ade na coming on now there was no way I could use it. So I mean to me so abonten into say me call me park it 2 seconds pa me call John so buy no mama me ticket na maybe some say mo share painful na me copy baby aye me hu ye kakra na mama me ticket almost see there be omo do mama and omo de ticket ni mama na me do me maternity ye can say maternity certificate me de kan ho ana me refi I think something about that me de kan ho na me throw note any edwumafo na me ko sro mo na me ko gunsuo kakra wo ho no omo so omo de bi kan ho na me de call mo ana mo twa ticket ni mo fe na me say onyum so e de sa enti Asmah, there are a few things that you really need the evidence to show na omo to me and yi asem kro na omo de ato so no omo yimfro so ntino that is that mesre ene yeba bekwe yabesua ade kakra about say yebeyi wedi ewadwuma mu abra nkrata eda so home office enwuye anase eba bewu na nsa na oye application na wo ho kwan say employer no eni say obeye osanto ye osa wo ho kwan say obetu ho anamo na ama asumdwe aba ene no na ebesua ye mesremo ya ye wo edwuma mu bebrebe ya na bibia yesuro mo ma yenyi sa afie honhom ni mfiri mu kakra na abrofo ni oni omo ye edwuma omo nye obia yempo na ye edwuma ni mo na yenya kokudro kakra ne mfa nye ye edwuma na ye ho ntoye nti saa ne saa ye hu mra no nso na obi sisi wa wehu bebia wogina na wode mra no nso awe no nti no ye mfa lawyers ma ye be sorry ye na so na mesre we ni die mu wo asem futo kakra wo be jaye ansa na yakọ
Yo, me da se bebre etiefo ne ahwefo enen so yesua ade yebisa ye ho asem simple. Can an employer suspend an employee because the employee's leave application decision has delayed? The answer is no. It depends on the circumstance. Circumstance is say employee no or an application as an visa EU. And na embaye. And the employer no untumi suspend no. As I say employer no ko bisa home office say the ben na ade no baba. So mu feel say ade no eche nte how mo a they should tell the home office we need the thing to come quick so that we can be free. But some untumi yes ade then they have to comply with the law by asking them for the verification notice, and if it is positive they have to keep the employee until the decision is made. These days now your employee if you sense a share code. The share code has to do with EU applications. Now, normally under immigration applications, rule application, FM applications, you know, we application now, we application reference number. And then I was an employer no use not only check it by doing that employer checking service request. Now, we also said that if there is suspension, employer will be in breach of the Employment Rights Act 1996 because suspension must be investigated before the employee is dismissed. This is a way to improve yourself. Suspension is lawful there, then you cannot suspend the person without paying them. And you cannot also terminate the employment. If you do that, the employee can have recourse to the law and take you on. So this is what we have learned. And therefore, as employees, if your application is made on time, you are protected under Section 3C of the Immigration Act 1971. And the employer also has a duty to check that you have leave to work. And that is why they take action. But that duty, which is Section 15 duty of the Immigration, Asylum and Nationality Act 2006, comes with a condition. Condition is that the employee does not have positive verification notice that the employer has obtained from the Home Office. That is the only reason you can suspend. I believe today we have been able to answer this question, and we have been able to understand that we should be relaxed when we are waiting for the application to come through, and we should be bold to tell the employer what they have to do when we get into that situation. If we are still not sure, we can speak to a lawyer or we can contact ACAS, and that they will be able to help us with further advice and information. Tomorrow, we'll be looking at something relevant, which is administrative review. And when do you have to consider doing administrative review when your visa is refused? So join us again tomorrow, 4 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time. Have a wonderful day and weekend.
Yo, like Asmah, or the end note, and ato so the dead denti in here, say, make can be BWF Solicitors, and I knew a mudi domain, lawyer Charles Asmah, and on that, or ye resource person, and that topic, non so, wabechi mo kama, and to me, esremo. wohwehwɛ BWF Solicitors ekyira kwan a enye yira kwan kra eno a say wobɛkɔ 4th floor Anna House 4th floor Anna House ewo hemfa ewo 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road 7 Sisters me sense subium 214 to 218 Tottenham High Road 7 Sisters London now mo postcode no N154NP that is N15 4NP na omo office number obetumi afre na ohia lawyer bia opese one ne kasa ofre sa number na no request na lawyer na opese one no edi nkete ho no ene say 0208 493 7340 number ni biom 0208 493 7340 bomodian na frɛ na kohu omo na ombetumi aboa na wasetena anase immigration sam ana family law sam litigation mitigation sam anase yenkrom Ghana mpo international law kra no ombetumi ahwa ma fefefe na abane se bebia wo no aye no ejinagina weni abredin den a ohun ne won ye ohun nti ohia se BWF Solicitors ebema wo moae amoramora na kyerese omo emergency number nso na kyerese ato ne edin eno a no afre 077 1276 1884 me sense subium 077 1276 1884 ofre na me ya no waka wasem na kyerese ya assign you ne ebetumi aye ede aboa lawyers bebre na wo hono omu bia etumi fa wasem omu nyina ye expert bebi omu bia no 30 years of practice no na kyerese omu nye small boys mumba wade na munko BWF Solicitors na ometumi aboa nyame ya adom ochina the community and the law is coming on with our big man Oreku from Pon obeye host na ye lawyers no so ebeba no ma beyi nsema no amaye me gide say woni ebehia ewo ho mediane manyeti nyankopon adom ye de dwumedie no abewiye da se ne obesan ehia bio na ebesan ehia bo bio munya a very good weekend me ma munyina bye bye
Ye fema ye wo London ya ji abasobodie bebre ne ya redare ewo mransemu eye legal services BTC family law, matrimonial law, immigration, dispute resolution, Ghanaian customary, any family law. What BWFDA, yen solicitors edi enijie ene twitwaje wo na ye bo nso nyeden kra. Yen partner penimpa Bernardo Wusu aye lawyer ewo UK memu bebru mfie duonu nkron 29 years. BWF Solicitors kra won ho Inti se ba na ebusuansem bi te se child care eya abofrahwe mu awarja ye ho twema mentwe ene ohye ana injunction ye de to domestic violence so a ye ma legal assistance ya edimu na ye adwuma nso ye child care any family team no nim nia wo famu eweni ya wo brei mu enu nti ne yeto ye mbo ase ma wafutu a esefata ewo kokoa mu Yen senior partner Ayobia Law Society Family Law Accreditation Panel Ajinatumu no sanso ye member na kyerese eba no se ye gina wachi etwitwaje wo family any matrimonial cases ho a unni haw kra wo pe advice ewo immigration sensem ho wo BWF Solicitors de ye immigration team no abredare ewo general immigration ho nsemsem kosi complex immigration work permit student visa ho totoye any entry clearance visas, family visas, ni appeals. Yen senior partner a member na wasan ginatum ewo Law Society Immigration Accreditation Panel. Inti se taiwachi a wunni haw kra. Ye bie an office free juada ekosi fiada anopa non krompe mu ekosi enumre nunsia eye 9:30 am kosi 6 pm. Ena memene danso appointment nko free anopa nondu ekosi ewia no 9 eye 10 am kosi 4 pm. Yewo 4th floor ewo Anna House 214-218 Tottenham High Road, London N15 4NP. Sawun 93 7 Sisters Underground nso a eye kwantie bi Yen senior partner Bernard Owusu san ye barrister ya Gina Tumu na oye Ghana Bar Association member ena wasan gina se mranimfo ewo court cases ya efa Ghana law ho. Wa advising local authorities, official solicitors office, ni solicitors bebree efa Ghanaian law ho yi. Na osan yo bia otai kasa ewo radio any TV so fa Ghanaian law ho.